bench in that match against the Insurance Protectors. Their starting setter was Jewel Asia. Polvorosa to Almendras. Blocked by De Pedro, but it goes outside for the first point of the Spikers turf. Former NU Bulldog Almendras. Good pass by Caritativo. And Gilles Torres, that is picked up by Sumanggid. Garcia, that was way too low. That ball coming from behind. The final game of the preliminaries. So he's very well rested coming into this game. Back row, De Pedro. Clip the net, the pancake save is still good for Sumanggid.
Let's take a look at that attack from the pipe. De Pedro with a little help from the net.
Garcia, De Pedro, good coverage from the back row. Imperial sets it, Caritativo off the block and outside.
Yes.
So 3 straight errors for the Spin Doctors and their lead is gone. Caritativo is blocked. De Pedro with coverage. Imperial goes to Calado this time. And Sumanggid popping it up. Here comes Jude Garcia.
Oh, confusion once again with the Spin Doctors.
Calado and Marmeto were right by the ball. Either one could have gone for it. Take another look.
Full swing by Jude Garcia off the block. There you go.
4-point run for the Spin Doctors. Another good pass from Marmeto. Calado. And this one off the block and outside. That one almost went straight to us, by the way. Magpayo with the serve. Polvorosa kneeling set. What a hit there. Gian Glorioso.
Glorioso has always also been very effective in the middle here for the King Crunchers.
And Glorioso should be feeling pretty fresh. He didn't play in their last game, eliminations or preliminaries against the Insurance Protectors. What a hit for Gilles Torres. Both these teams just exchanging fireworks. So Gilles Torres serving. It's a 2-point game. Overpass. Oh, that was could have been an overreach on Polvorosa. It was not called. Caritativo is denied by Garcia. What a block.
Good read by Jude Garcia.
Good pass. Espejo turned away on his first touch in the Spikers turf. This is an off-speed hit. What an adjustment for Espejo.
Espejo finding that vacant position or vacant space in the defense. Not the strongest of hits.
Good pass. De Pedro blocked. Calado with coverage. And here comes Gambong. Finds the corner on a cross court. Here we go. Now 7 points. The deficit against the Spin Doctors. But Gilles Torres answers back with a side out. Substitution. Almendras serving. Imperial to Caritativo. Got it.
Fast hit by Caritativo. Pass in between.
Here's Gilles Torres with the serve. Sumanggid with a good pass. Malabunga turned away by Magpayo. Nice entry for Charlie, making his presence felt.
Good read on the play. Let's take a look at this. Single block against Malabunga.
Bad pass for Rico Marmeto. Calado with a push. Excellent job by Calado. There was no other way to hit that ball but with a push, Ivy.
That's right. A very smart move from Mark Calado. This is that last attack. Swiping it in the hands of his block.
Chance to put it away here. Riquinton catches the backline. Jaron Riquinton with a winning shot as the King Crunchers get a 3-point win in the first set against the Spin Doctors. Great pass and the reverse set. Jaron Quinton putting in the finishing touch to that opening set. And so looking with that service fault by Caritativo. But it's back to square one, set number 2, and the Spin Doctors get a...
These are things that they have to be very careful about because we know that this match can be as close as it can get. So the errors will always matter.
Jaron Quinton staring down at the ball as he drilled this one in for the first attack point by the King Crunchers. Set number 2.
Quinton now clearly there, but did not cross over the net correctly.
Calado.
Oh, good save. Almost.
Oh,
still alive.
King Crunchers scrambling, and they get it back. Quinton on the attack. Caritativo popping it up. Calado got it. What an exchange as you hear the band of the Spin Doctors in the background. A little fiesta mood inside the United Center.
Well, that's actually, I think, one of the best rallies that we've had since set number 1.
Scampong. Malabunga got it.
A lot of space
for the Spin Doctors. Also, John Diwa. As Malabunga gets the side out.
Good hit by Kim Malabunga. Let's take a look at that last attack. Walker's just too late. Already studied their nuances and how they do their serves. So varying it a bit. May just change things a little.
Back row, Calado got it.
And Calado has been consistent here for the Spin Doctors. He has been scoring the points from the front and even from the back, just like this last attack. Right, so right now the Spin Doctors are struggling a little bit. I mean, they've had their moments, they've had their highlights, but you know what? The King Crunchers have dictated the momentum of this match so far.
And great coverage at the net as well. Mats Gampong is turned away. The lead is 5 now, the biggest for the King Crunchers in set number 2. And Coach Calderon, as you see this block by Almendras. Caritativo passing and Narciso. Calado turned away. From one Tamarao to another, Jude Garcia with a nice blocks. And it's a 6-point cushion. Updates on starting lineup Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 p.m. live on Pilipinas Live and One News. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Calado with an answer. And right now, the Spin Doctors badly need stops and runs. What a block. There it is. An attack and a monster block, all from Calado on a personal 2-point run. There's a block by Diwa, but Glorioso bounces it out for a point. There's a nice kill for John Diwa. 6. And Narciso. What a dig for Jewel Asia. Garcia. And Narciso. Diwa is rejected by Garcia. Now Calado rising and rejected by Malabunga.
Good defense at the net by the King Crunchers, and they're not the #1 blocking team for nothing. Let's take a look at that denial of Mark Alian.
14 serving 20. A 6-point deficit against the Spin Doctors. Espejo. What an angle.
Let's take a look at that attack by Mark Espejo.
And down by 6 here in set number 2.
Over receive.
They needed that. An easy point can give them momentum and give them a run here. They've scored 2 straight already. Bad pass. Alado off on broken play. Sumanggid will set it. Quinton off the block, and that'll do it. Dominant is the word that comes to mind in the first 2 sets for the King Crunchers. Just looking to stay alive, but that's not going to help them.
The third set is actually better momentum.
Yeah.
You know, they have to have a better start or create a better rhythm, you know, with the rest of the team.
Well, there you go, Mads Gampong. Out of Simunul Tawi-Tawi with a gorgeous cross-court hit of the Spin Doctors. Caritativo has been quiet. There's a bad pass. And Jude Garcia hits the lines judge, which means that
Service errors in total for the Spin Doctors.
There's a nice block on Mads Gampong. By Kim Balabunga. I don't remember. Did they play together?
Not sure if they
For the
were.
Bulldogs?
Yeah, not sure if they were able.
2-point cushion for the King Crunchers, 6-4. Gampong, single block. Garcia turning him away.
Good stuff blocked by Jude Garcia. I think this really deserves a replay. Let's take a look at that once again. You can see Garcia.
And it was a good enough set by Imperial because
right.
he split the defenders
That's
already.
right.
Alado against a double block, got it. There's a net touch as well on Ishbul Barosa. Bad pass for Almendras. This is a broken play. There's a block on Garcia. Garcia picks up his own and then fires one in. How athletic is Jude Garcia? He gets... Imperial to Caritativo. Punches it through the Almendras glorioso block. And a little dance there in the middle for the Spin Doctors. Good serve. Overpass. Easy put away for Jaron Requinton.
Again, the passing. This is something that the Spin Doctors would need to adjust. There has been several overpasses. And if you have a team, you're going up a team as tall as the King, taking the floor defense guess.
There's a good pass. De Pedro. Yes! So you get the side out, but they need to score several break points here. Down by 4.
At first, of course, this serve. They've also...
Yeah. Well, this one's
good,
in.
yeah.
Fault for Jaron Requinton. Freebie for the Spin Doctors. Garcia against a single block. Just no match there. He is.
They managed to stretch the first 2 games that they met each other into 5 sets. So this is definitely the least of their expectations here in this round.
There's the team captain, Hero Austria, with a nice move. Let's see if that can spark the offense of the black shirts. Also down 2-0. Great pass coming from Garcia. Almendras. All right, here's a chance to attack. Caritativo. There's a net touch. They're going to call on Malabunga. So back-to-back points for the Spin Doctors.
So it's now just down to a 3-point advantage for the King Crunchers. This is the net violation error.
CAA star. Good pass by Marmeto. Caritativo. Off a curl. Pancake saved by De Pedro.
Oh, but free ball.
Yep. Asia. Espejo. Got it.
And Mark Espejo just making things look very easy. But not with much effort.
And Mark Espejo looking a lot lighter. A lot more athletic. There's a good serve. Caritativo, turned away by Almendras.
Oh, the blocking of the King Crunchers has been exceptional here in this game.
And after this rejection, a timeout for Coach Sidney Calderon. We'll listen in to the spin doc for Nico Almendras and the King Crunchers. And that'll be it. Bad pass leading to an easy point to win their very first semi-final. Here's another look at the bad pass resulting in a 3-set win for the King Crunchers against the Spin Doctors. We all thought this was going to go beyond 3 at least because the first 2 meetings between the two teams were